I hate starting like this because I don't know where I'm going to go, but here we go. I've been in yoga the last couple of weeks, been going twice a week, and I've been doing acupuncture and certain things to help calm my nervous system. So I have these like little seeds in my ear. I don't know if you can see them. And they're here and here. They're called ASP needles, and they don't go all the way through. They just kind of like puncture the skin, or so I'm told. I really have no idea. And they use them in Europe, but it's kind of like walking acupuncture. So I don't even know if that's a thing. I just made it up. But sleeping acupuncture, I don't know, day-to-day acupuncture. So it just happens to help regulate your nervous system during the day. And the reason I have it is because I have tics. Don't have Tourette's, but I have tics, and it's really fun. If you have them, you know it sucks, and it's super stressful on the body. So I started a medicine to help with my tics finally. It had been like, my whole life I've had them, and I've just lived with them. Nothing noticeable, but like in my body, I felt them, and it was just so frustrating. And I'd always been like nervous to take the medication, and it's on my arm. So I started. It looks like a continuous glucose monitor, but anyway, this is like not what I was going to tell you, or nor is it like really fascinating. Although I will say, when I did some research on it, I guess I always do this with my son too, like famous people with food allergies or something, whatever. And I, like, looked up, and there are people with tics that are fully functional. Imagine that. Um, and so where am I going with this? It's like not important to you guys, but the one thing that I thought was really interesting is I was like, I don't want to wear something on my arm, and like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to cover it up when I wear like a sleeveless dress. I'm like, and then I read something like, just own it and be like, so I have tics and I wear this medicine on my arm, and it's really interesting. Um, I don't know. There's like so many like biohacking CGM things that we're wearing these days. I'm sure I guess like in the past, people be like, oh, are you coming off of a nicotine addiction? And I'm not shaming nicotine addictions, but it's just like, no, different. But anyway, what I thought was interesting and what I gleaned from the experience is that um, just like owning what you have and not being, I guess, embarrassed or ashamed about it. I'm not ashamed. I used to say stuff to my doctors like, oh, it's not that serious. And like, I'm just not doing caffeine, and I do all the mindfulness things, and yoga and breathing helps. And then the rest of my day, I have tics because I'm not doing yoga and breath work the whole day. And really, what made it worse was in college, I had a massive injury. I was playing softball in college, and my coach hit me in the face with a bat, and it shattered everything across my face. And so since then, I have had surgery to try and fix like all the damage on the inside. But it was so crushed that it's so hard for me to get a breath of air when I talk. So yeah. So talking stresses me out, and the stress causes tics, and then the tics cause stress. And then it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So the other thing that I thought was an important lesson that I learned from this is, and I used to like not disagree, but I always thought there was like a homeopathic solution to everything. But I just think that chemistry is really fascinating. And not even like a homeopathic solution, but like a divine solution to everything. And I'm like, God is great. And I also feel like chemistry can be a divine solution. And for me, it's worked. So it's like a transdermal medical patch. But I don't know, I always was like so against medical solutions. And I guess I'm just getting older and my body's falling apart. But and I have like no other options. But anyway, so I have been going to yoga to help with my nervous system and just stretching and getting back. And I was like, why did I stop doing yoga? It's not that I stopped doing yoga. I would do Tara Stiles' app. Hi, Tara. Um, Strala Yoga, which is my favorite. And just Tara's an incredible, incredible person and teacher. Always makes me feel wonderful. And I would do it from home. But like when you get into class and you're in person and you show up continuously, it's almost like Bible study. It's the accountability and the moving prayer piece that really impacts me and leaves me in profound awe. And it sounds silly, but like, I don't know. I don't really fit in. Maybe I do in my yoga class. Maybe nobody fits in there. I don't know. The point is, I guess you shouldn't be looking around because it's all within you. And so, when you walk into a church or a temple and you're new there and you're like, do I fit in? Oh, looking around. Or like you're sitting in visiting someone's church or school or whatever it is. And so, like, it's interesting because in yoga, you just kind of walk in and roll your mat out and you get to getting. And I thought about that and I was like, you get the crunchies, you get the like people that are more senior coming, you get the younger people who work from home. So you get a mixed bag. You get the guy with a hole in his crotch in the front row who didn't care when he was told he had a hole in the crotch of his pants in Three-Legged Dog. So it's a mixed bag. So yeah, it just like struck me. I was like, this is like church. And it brought me back to this idea I had when I was in Miami. I had always wanted to like start a yoga studio and call it Sweat Church and make it like a theological moving prayer yoga situation, like interfaith, not so like yogic education, but like the yoga foundation with the like crossover of interfaiths and where we meet and letting it be like, I guess it's hard to describe, but if you've done yoga, maybe you know where you're on your mat and then you feel called to prayer on the mat and like you have a moment to drop in. And so like you're moving, but in yoga, for me, you're moving and you're in flow, the positive psychology, and just because it's a repetitive movement that you're just flowing. And so you can really be in your body. And as I'm having this thought, like, I'm so strong, I'm moving in my body, sun salutations, never felt better, and I was like, oh, I tweaked my back. And I was so humbled by the back tweak. And I was like, well, I just healed tweaking back. And really, I was just flowing. So I don't know what's going on with my back, but please don't diagnose me. Maybe it's the ear seeds in my ear. So it tweaked my back, but it gave me 25 minutes to be a happy baby and windshield wipering my knees to think about we all need more movement in our lives. I'm more of a kinesthetic learner or kinetic. I don't know. It's one of the two. And prefer to be moving as I'm learning. And for me, prayer comes through me clearly when I'm in flow like that in yoga. And so, all of this to say, I am so unqualified for this, by the way. So unqualified. So somebody please take my idea. And then I have met some really unqualified people who've been quite successful at doing something because they said, I'm unqualified. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just going to try. So a theological style or Bible study yoga almost, where it's you get a tiny bit of scripture or something that is part of this concentric circle in the middle, that's befitting to everybody who is wanting more faith in their lives or the opportunity to be faithful and the opportunity to pray. And I just feel like when I'm in yoga, I literally want to stand up in the middle when we're all in pigeon pose and be like, and now we silently pray the prayers in our hearts that are known to nobody else. And, just something where it's I get people are probably doing their own prayer and that you don't need to tell everyone and control everyone in their prayers. But I do feel like there's such a spot there to give faith space. And maybe that's why yoga is and always has been popular. But yeah, I just feel like there's something there. So I was like, oh, what if I did a Bible study, and which I'm a part of one, and do another, one digital, one by the book. And I'm really bad at it. I'll do the digital one. What's going on with my hair? I have no idea. I have sprouting everywhere. The digital one is short and sweet. So it's 10 days and we study Esther or the Psalms or whatever it is we're doing at the time. And I do it with my best friend, Marcy, who I've mentioned to you guys before. But Marcy she's not a drill sergeant, or I don't know, it's just different when you're in person. Same with yoga. It's different when you're in person. And it's really different when the person in front of you in yoga is hacking up a lung and you're OCD, what is going on? Why do these people think it's acceptable to not only come into your yoga class and sound like you're dying, but also not cover your cough and then the teacher not say anything? I was like, what is going on in the world right now? It's I need to get out of this classroom as soon as possible. I don't know. I just can't take it. I'm do these people, some people just I admire people who walk around in the world like that. But I am very fearful of people in the world who walk around like them. I don't know, the world owes them, and so they can just cough everywhere. No, keep your cough in home. Do this class online. Go back. Don't be near me. I'm really not a kind person. Some people say I'm so kind and so nice, and I really do feel like they've gotten it wrong. Get away. And I will say something. I was going to say something to her. That's how rude I think I am. I just don't think that's acceptable. So, and I was thinking, if I was a yoga teacher and I had a class and I was teaching and somebody came in and did this whole song and dance coughing from a guttural cough, I would say, I will refund you and give you a box of tea or essential oil on the way out, and but like bless from home. I should probably get over that. But I was like, my space, God will protect me. My positive energy will spare me from getting the flu or whatever she's brought in here. Ugh, I can't even say it, knock on wood. I hate saying things like that. So anyway, I know I used to teach yoga like very sparingly in the past. I always had imposter syndrome because I always felt there were better teachers or there was a better flow or I can't do a handstand. I don't even like doing handstands. Like I'm afraid of handstands. I have no desire to ever do a handstand. Probably for the rest of my life. It's like jumping out of an airplane for me. Like, no thanks. I'm good. But the older I get and the more experiences I've had, so the past, gosh, like 10 years, it's been 15 years even, running. I got really into running and then Pilates and the yoga was like on the side. I got into really whatever I could squeeze into my life because taking care of 2 children, young children, is very busy. So yeah, I think like that's pretty like reformer Pilates. And now like I love that Tara on her app, Strala Yoga, has added in weightlifting and strengthening because I feel like I need that in my life as well. But anyway, I should have just recorded a 30-second video that said, hey, thinking about starting a yoga class that has like some theological aspects to it, like interfaith theological aspects to it. Don't think I'll ever do it because I'm afraid of people coughing in the front row. And I have a fear of, oh my gosh, please don't diagnose my psychology, but like showing up once a week for something like that's scary because I have commitment issues outside of my family and like best friends. So yeah, that could have been the whole video. So thanks for sticking around with me. Okay. Total break. I have very unimportant news. So as you know, I love to organize. And today, Target is having a massive sale, and I am a hoarder to the maximum on with these particular baskets. Hoarder. I love woven baskets, and I think children's toys are the ugliest things in the world. And I think children's toy baskets are awful. So I have these wicker toy baskets. I'll show you on my phone. Yep, that's great. I'm glad you can't see it there. I was going to post a photo of it. Yeah, see, that's really good. They're really quite pretty when you can't see them. I'll post a photo in this video thread. They're on sale. They're $15 each. I mean, it's like a steal. These baskets should be like $60 each. They look like they're made in France. They're not as French, made in France vibes as like something that's like super sturdy made there. But I mean, they've got the look, and I'm not over exaggerating. I think I have 12 of them. I told you I love them. I have 6 under my ottoman with labels on them. So I have like little hooks, and then I use my label maker and I say like music. So all the music toys go in there. And then the other basket says the Love Every Montessori toys. So they go in there. Balls and blocks go in there. Baby dolls go in there. And it all goes under my ottoman. And you can do the same thing in your cabinets or whatever. I also use them now in my guest bathroom. We don't have cabinets. So I have them under my sink, and I have towels rolled up in one, and a hairdryer, and another hairdryer because you need two. Like one generic in case they bring a round brush, and then one round brush hairdryer in case they don't bring a round brush. So put them in the basket. So there you go. Now you don't have to buy cabinets and everything is stored nice and tidy. And it looks really nice. So for $15, they're on sale right now. I don't know how long that'll last, but I will tell you, I literally bought them. I wanted to share it 2 weeks ago, and I bought all of them out from Target. There was 0 left. It was me. Hi, it's me. I'm the one. It's me. I don't even know the song. And I was the psychopath that bought all of them. So if you come to my house, I will probably gift you something in the basket. I have so many of them. They're awesome. You can put them in deep windowsills. You can use them for literally everything. I'm a big basket person, but wicker baskets are expensive. So these are $15. They're usually $20. So like kind of tomato, but they're on sale. And the way that I see right now, there is no limit to them right now. Like they limited me on buying them. And I was like, they've got my number. Target knows me. So then I went in and I had to buy them separately and pay $7 for shipping for each one because it wouldn't let me buy when there were 7 left. They wouldn't let me buy 2 baskets because they're so kind. And I'm not. I'm the thief. I told you I'm not nice. I was a thief paid $14 for shipping when I could have gotten it free shipping if I had been able to bundle the baskets. And then they stopped selling them to me. And so I went on my mom's phone and bought. Anyway, told you it's a sickness. But anyway, they're for sale. There's no limit. Highly recommend getting like at least 4. Use them for everything. And I'll link to it. And then I'll put a picture of how I mean, you're probably not even going to want to see a picture, but I'll show you. And then the little metal clips on it are just from Amazon. They're like, if you're into like naming your baskets, which is nice because if it's under an ottoman or under a sofa that has space under it, you don't see what's in it, but you can see the label. So if you're like pulling it out for a kid or if there's blankets in it, it's kind of nice to know like this is the blanket one, whatever. If you store snacks in it, be like a cute like basement snack situation for movies or whatever. So like I said, none of this is important and I could have said it all in 45 seconds. So thanks for sticking around 22 minutes later. I hope you didn't ruin your life. What else? So yeah, I'll see you next week and hopefully I have something better for you. And maybe I'll still be interested in this like theological yoga thing. I even thought about doing it at my son's school after chapel with the parents, but I feel highly unqualified to both do theology and yoga. So I'm like, let me just put on this YouTube video of this really good yoga instructor and everybody like read this one passage. No, I have total imposter syndrome and I also think that it's real. Like I am an imposter. So I'll leave you with that. Have a great holiday weekend. I've got my mother-in-law coming to town and we're going to the pumpkin patch tomorrow. I'm so excited to take pictures of the kids. I got Matt a really nice camera, which he's got imposter syndrome trying to use it. I'm like, you don't have to be perfect. He's like, I need to take a class on this thing. And I'm like, the class is literally taking photos and like figuring it out. So we'll see. We're going to use it. And even if I have to do it by force, I will force him to use the fancy camera. But yeah, we're doing that. What else? I don't know. It's going to kind of be rainy. I don't know. See, it's going to be a riveting weekend going on. We've got something called the Nex Playground, NEX. It is this video game system. I don't know if you can see it from here. It's like under the TV right there. Tiny box. And it is amazing if you are kind of anti-Nintendo but still into like movement. And video-ish stuff in gaming or gamifying movement, it is phenomenal. And like in a minute, you've taken like a hit course. They have a game called Fruit Ninja where you like chop the fruit, and you like do all these crazy moves. And after the minute, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't think I've moved so much in my life. Like I'm so maybe that's why I have lower back pain. Wow. And you like it's points. It's super fun. So I think you can get it anywhere. They sell anything, which is everywhere these days. So we'll probably do a lot of that since it's cooler and rainy. But anyway, all right. Peace be with you. Namaste.